I am Nick Shell, and I am the living legend. And one more thing about me. I received a comment from a recent video called 3 Reasons I Decided to Reboot My Channel, even at the risk of losing subscribers, which so far, ultimately I'm gaining more subscribers than I have lost, and so far this reboot has confirmed what I believed all along, and that is people wanted more from me than me talking about one subject over and over, making 2,600 videos about it. I want to share this comment though because I feel that this comment perfectly continues the conversation of where I want this channel to go. I received a comment from Eric5335 saying this, quote, "I like you, but I get an uneasy feeling with people like you who are committed to something for so long and has followers and then suddenly changes. Ex-veganism, a less serious thing, but then now this. What's next? You will convert to another religion? You seem disloyal, selfish, unstable, and creepy. Sorry," end quote. Let's unpack that. My immediate response to anything anyone ever says to me is ultimately, "You're right." And I always find that's the natural response because anything that anyone believes in their mind is true. So I'm not here to deny these claims. But I do think what's interesting is if we look at a video that I recently made with my dad, and we actually made a couple of these videos where we talked about one of the signs of masculinity is that you commit to things. So my dad and I both mentioned the fact that being married to the same person, my dad over 4 decades, me over 1 decade. My dad has worked at the same company for 4 years. I worked at the same place for 12 years until they basically shut down the place and I got a better job. My dad drove the same truck for 24 years. I have driven the same Honda Element for 13 years. I'm finally getting an upgrade here soon. So there's definitely something to be said about that loyalty. Now those things I mentioned are things that are actually important in a personal life situation, your job, your marriage, even your ability to be in charge of your own finances by being smart enough to keep the same vehicle instead of trying to trade up every couple of years. Those all represent a man's integrity, a man's maturity, a man's intelligence. I feel that those are very important things. Marriage, staying committed in your marriage, in your career, until it's time for you to upgrade to a different place. But a lot of people don't stick around, especially in their career. They move so much that maybe it's actually a disservice. That depends on the individual. But even the car thing, I think that has a lot to do with managing your own money, managing your own life. But to put my YouTube channel in those same things, I feel that it's not the same thing. And yes, it's true that I was a vegan for, 5.5 years, a vegetarian for 7, and then bam, here we go. The end of 2018, the beginning of 2019, we're seeing that change. We're seeing that change alongside me trading in my vehicle that I've driven for 13 years to get this new Jeep Wrangler. Well, 2010 Jeep Wrangler with 59,000 miles on it. We're seeing certain changes occur in my life. And I think it's important for any man that he can distinguish between staying loyal and being open-minded to ideas that are not only important to benefiting his own life, but others as well. And I think there definitely is a line there that you want to remain loyal, you want to stay true to who you are, but at the same time, you want to still be innovative, still remain relevant. I would say you cannot remain relevant if you stay doing the same creative things that you're doing. I've said many times, I want to be known as the most open-minded old man anyone meets by the time I'm an old man. I think it's very important to be open-minded, but yet at the same time, loyal. So I think that's a balance, and I think as you mature as a man, you can help sort those things out. I don't have any regrets about ever choosing to become a vegan. I wouldn't change that at all. I'm glad I did it. It was the right decision for me. In the same way I feel about going back, and now I'm kosher. I'm kosher. I don't eat pork, shellfish, and that's the main thing now, that my dietary restriction. But for me to lump all of that in the same category, to say, well, if you can't stay committed to the same thing and everything, then you are these negative things, I have trouble following that logic. Let's perhaps close the video by looking at those descriptive words. And I'm going to quote it again. Quote, "You seem disloyal, selfish, unstable, and creepy." Let's just unpack those. And again, I'm not here to defend myself. It's not important to me. Anything anyone believes in their own mind is true. Disloyal. Well, am I disloyal to an audience who has largely subscribed to hear me talk about one topic over and over in 2,600 videos? You could say that, but at the same time, what if I just stopped making new videos altogether? Would I be disloyal to just stop the channel and stop producing new content? Would that be disloyal? If anything, I think that I'm still loyal because I'm still making content. In fact, and this is a fun little game for anyone who is upset about the reboot, I promise you this, pretty much any video I make since the reboot, you can put a little tagline at the end of it and easily relate it to that thing I always talked about. And what you're seeing is I'm making videos to help people focus on things they can actually control instead of that thing they can't. I'm just taking those certain keywords out of the video, and I'm not talking about that one thing anymore. But ultimately, the content is largely the same thing I was always doing. I'm just taking out the keyword. I would say I'm very loyal. I'd say that I'm so loyal that instead of stopping the channel and deciding not to make new content, instead I'm continuing to make content that will still benefit my audience from before, just by taking out a few keywords. Everything that's left is ultimately still the same. So I think it's pretty loyal to continue this channel as opposed to just not making any. And that's my question. Would it be less loyal, or would I be more loyal if I just stopped the channel altogether? I think what I'm doing actually is the epitome of being loyal to the people who have grown with me during these years. Let's see, selfish. Am I more selfish now than I ever was? I was always upfront from the beginning that I make these videos to make money. And when I first started announcing it, it was when I finally started cracking $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month. Yeah, right. Sorry. $100 a month a couple years ago. I was very excited about that. And now, easily, I'm getting over $300. And on this channel alone, I have another channel that I make over 100. I've got 2,000 subscribers on it. I was upfront from the beginning. It's always been about money for me. And I'm happy that I could help people better understand themselves in the process, become more confident. But if I'm selfish, I've been selfish the entire time, and I don't think that that has changed at all with me. I think if that's the perception, then please consider that I'm the same selfish person now that I was 3 years ago. Unstable. I guess again I would say the fact that I'm still making videos and ultimately helping younger men who haven't figured out their identity to better figure that out and understanding what masculinity is about. I think that's very stable. I think I cater to different mindsets and I talk about different topics in the meantime, but ultimately I think especially because I'm an actor, and I've been very clear about that too, I'm a good communicator, I'm a good actor. That's what I do. So I know that not all 7,000 subscribers are the same. Viewers, people, I need to be able to speak different languages ultimately. So each video has a little bit. Some people could care less about videos like this. They just want to see me talk about a Jeep, or they want to see me fix my hair in the morning. And it's a matter of diversifying. So some people might say that is unstable because I'm not talking about the same exact thing anymore. And creepy. I mean, if I don't know what's more creepy, for me to make these videos or for people to watch them when I'm making 2 or 3 a day. Which is more creepy? If I'm the creep, okay, I'm the creep. So there you go. Ultimately though, the takeaway from this video is there perhaps is a thin line between loyalty and being innovative and open-minded. And that balance is very important to be successful as a man. You can't be so loyal that you're closed-minded to new ideas, but you also can't be so open-minded and innovative that you don't stick to anything. And what I present to you is, in my version of reality, I'm doing a pretty good job to balance those two things. Hence the reboot of this channel. I know you have thoughts. I know you have ideas. I know you're being innovative yet loyal. So why don't you direct that attention right here to the comments.